Edgar Allan Poe, one of the most celebrated writers in American literature, is well known for his Gothic tales, dark poetry, and tales of the macabre. However, his life and death are shrouded in mystery, making his legacy all the more compelling. Poe's demise in 1849 remains one of the most enigmatic events in literary history, leading to numerous theories and speculations about the cause. From potential cooping to a bizarre coincidence involving cannibalism, the story of Poe's end is as fascinating as his literary works. The enigmatic circumstances of Poe's death. Edgar Allan Poe was discovered in a delirious state on the streets of Baltimore on October 3, 1849. He was wearing someone else's clothing and could not explain how he came to be in that condition. Despite being taken to a hospital, Poe succumbed 4 days later, leaving behind a whirlwind of questions surrounding the cause of his death. One prevalent theory about Poe's demise is cooping, a form of election fraud that was common in 19th-century Baltimore. Cooping involved kidnapping individuals and forcing them to vote multiple times, often while disguised. This theory raises questions about why Poe was in Baltimore, and why he was found wearing unfamiliar clothes. Many victims of cooping were subjected to violence or intoxication, which might explain Poe's delirium when found, potentially offering insight into the strange details of his death. Cooping is a popular theory, but it is far from the only one. Poe's burial in an unmarked grave only adds to the enigma. Over the years, as his reputation grew, it became apparent that he deserved a more appropriate resting place. In 1875, a grand monument was erected, and Poe's remains were exhumed for reburial. During this process, the local gravedigger made a bizarre claim: he could hear Poe's brain rattling around inside his skull. This statement initially went unnoticed, but modern understanding of human decomposition leads us to question the validity of his claim. Human brains do not survive 26 years underground without decomposing. Theories suggest that the so-called rattling might have been the calcified remains of a brain tumor. If this were true, it could provide a tangible explanation for Poe's erratic behavior and delirium in the days leading up to his death. The many theories of Poe's demise. Over the years, numerous theories about Poe's cause of death have emerged, including mercury poisoning, rabies, and even murder. However, it remains likely that we will never know the true cause of his death. This uncertainty is fitting for the master of mystery and suspense, whose own death has become a lasting enigma. The mystery surrounding Poe's demise intertwines seamlessly with his life as a writer. In his all-too-short career, Poe produced an impressive body of work, including short stories, poems, and criticism. His influence on literature is undeniable, shaping the genres of horror, science fiction, and detective fiction. Yet, the tragic circumstances of his death have overshadowed his literary achievements, creating a lingering sense of intrigue. The coincidence of Richard Parker. Adding an extra layer of mystique to Poe's legacy is a remarkable coincidence linked to his only novel, the narrative of Arthur Gordon Pym of Nantucket. In this novel, Poe tells the story of a stowaway on a whaling ship called the Grampus, which encounters a severe storm that leaves only 4 crew members alive. As they drift at sea, the crew turns to cannibalism, ultimately killing and eating the youngest member, a boy named Richard Parker. While the book flopped upon its release in 1838, nearly 50 years later, an eerily similar real-life event unfolded. In 1884, a yacht named the Mignonette sank in the Atlantic Ocean, leaving 4 survivors. Just like in Poe's novel, the survivors faced starvation and eventually resorted to cannibalism. Shockingly, the youngest crew member selected for sacrifice was also named Richard Parker. This bizarre coincidence transforms a simple tale of survival into something much more unsettling. While cannibalism on the high seas is not unheard of, the parallels between Poe's fictional narrative and this real-life tragedy raise questions about fate, literary influence, and the blurred line between fiction and reality. The lasting impact of Poe's work. Edgar Allan Poe struggled throughout his life to achieve his dream of becoming a successful author. It is tragic that he did not live to see how profoundly he would influence the world of literature. Today, he is recognized as one of the greatest writers of all time, with his stories serving as a foundation for numerous literary movements and genres. Without Poe's contributions, many beloved stories and characters may never have come to fruition. Poe's influence extends beyond the realm of horror and mystery. His exploration of the human psyche, emotions, and the darker sides of existence resonate deeply with readers even today. His work continues to inspire countless writers, filmmakers, and artists, ensuring that his legacy lives on long after his untimely death. Conclusion: a mystery that will remain. The death of Edgar Allan Poe is a tale filled with intrigue, darkness, and uncertainty, much like his own stories. From the theories of cooping to the chilling coincidence of Richard Parker, the circumstances surrounding his demise leave us with more questions than answers. Perhaps it is fitting that the great mystery writer's death remains a mystery in itself. Edgar Allan Poe's life was marked by struggles, but his literary genius continues to thrive. The haunting tales he crafted, alongside the enigma of his death, serve as a reminder of the complexity of human existence and the enduring power of storytelling. As we reflect on his contributions to literature, we are left with the bittersweet realization that he filled our world with stories, but his own remains one of the greatest mysteries of all time. Nevermore.